seen it time and time again and never realized it. Characters like Jack Nicholson in A Few Good Men, or the Hand of the King in the Game of Thrones universe, or even in real life, like a chief of staff to the President of the United States. These individual roles are responsible for ensuring the comprehensive protection and, going-ons of the organization that they work on, right? This is essentially the role of a GRC professional in cybersecurity. What's up, everybody? I'm Gerald Lozier, and for the last 2 decades, I've been navigating the complex world of governance, risk, and compliance, or GRC, and I've worn many hats. I started off as a SOX auditor. I did FISMA auditing for a number of years. I've led and built my own programs at large organizations, and in this video, I want to share my insights on the GRC career roadmap and help you understand, first of all, if this path is right for you and how to go about doing it if you like that. So settle in, let's get busy. GRC is a broad field. It encompasses everything from ensuring compliance with regulations to managing risks and overseeing the governance of a program. The beauty of it is there's no one-size-fits-all career path for everybody. It's a versatile field and has many different directions that you can go in. Now, you might want to start as a GRC analyst or a compliance analyst or a security analyst. The terms kind of get varied and stuff, but it's all pretty much the same thing. You'll be diving deep into risk assessments, compliance audits, and as you gain experience, you move up to a GRC manager or getting really specific on risk and understanding risk assessments and the value of how to assess that this is an actual problem and this over here isn't. As the GRC manager, you're actually overseeing a team and making strategic decisions around spend and around, kind of 2-3 year roadmaps around how you're going to protect against this or are you going to invest in this. And if you're truly passionate about the field, the ultimate goal is to become a GRC director or a CISO, and this will help you lead and shape the organization's overall security posture. This is where we're talking about what frameworks are we using? What is the long-term roadmap? Even how much risk do we want to reduce, right? You're not just trying to push every slider all the way up to the top. Sometimes you got to move different levers because honestly, to move all the levers up to the top costs an awful lot of money. And reality is you're not going to get it. So you need to know which levers to push. The good news is for you, GRC professionals are in demand. The landscape of our industry, the landscape of our society, frankly, and the need for GRC professionals is constantly evolving. And organizations of various sizes, various industries, they all need skilled individuals to navigate the complexities of cybersecurity and help them understand. GRC people are primarily interfacing with the business because the business doesn't understand anything about cybersecurity. What the business understands about how to make money or how to serve on their mission of whatever it is, right? Healthcare, for example. Their mission is to deliver patient care and help people get healthy and stuff like that. None of that has to do with cybersecurity, but in healthcare, there's an awful lot of protected health information, an awful lot of risk. If systems go down and you can't deliver patient care, now you're impacting the mission. You see what I mean? So it's very, very important. And obviously there's potential for great salaries as well in that space, but I digress. This is less about salary. Now let's talk about GRC skills. To succeed in GRC, you'll need a strong foundation in risk management, compliance, and governance, as the title GRC would suggest. These skills are essential for identifying, assessing, and mitigating risks while also ensuring adherence to regulations if they're applicable, right? Healthcare has HIPAA, United States federal government has FISMA, for example. Not all industries have regulations, but many do. And just like the career paths, the demand for these skills is high, which often translates into salary. Now, around those skills, I want to point out that you can get the skills in a variety of ways. You can get practical ones, you can do labs and stuff like that. But the important part that I would suggest is by starting on audit like I did, it's very transactional, right? You can look at a control. And by the way, let me just take a pause. When you do an audit, you say, okay, what are you guys doing here? We're doing this. We have multi-factor authentication. We reset passwords after 30 days. We terminate user accounts if they leave the company. As an auditor, you can say, okay, I see you're doing these things. Now, show me the last 10 people who left the company, and now show me their user accounts, and let's see, are they actually disabled? You're just auditing against what's there, which really makes a lower barrier to entry because you don't have to completely understand, well, if those accounts are not disabled, is that actually a risk or is that not a problem at all, right? And I'll give you another example, right? Let's say the user accounts are for like lab machines and an air-gapped lab network or something like that. Well, if those accounts are still active, it's not really that bad because those accounts can't really do much, right? But if it is your senior network engineer and it's your internet-facing firewall and the active account is still there and the person left, they got terminated or whatever, and they could still log in and do damage, that's a high risk, right? So as an auditor, you're just saying yes or no, is it here, is it not here? Once you can do that, you kind of build on top of that and you can start doing risk in assessing and analyzing and informing the business on, no, you got to stop everything and fix this right now, or hey, here's a bunch of stuff, and when you get time, get budget, get cycles, you may want to address that. So let's pivot here and talk about education. Experience is completely invaluable, but sometimes it's hard to get experience without the job, right? Formal education can certainly give you a head start. Many universities and colleges offer programs in cybersecurity, risk management, maybe dabble in the compliance side. These programs can provide you with the theoretical knowledge and practical skills needed to excel in the field. So if you prefer online or in-person learning, that's really independent to you and subjective, but there are plenty of options out there. I do want to point out, in our industry right now, practical skills are weighted way more heavily. So if you have practical skills doing, delivering information security awareness training or making decks or doing a risk assessment, that's going to have more value than necessarily having a cybersecurity bachelor's degree. Now, to that point, what I would say is, and again, I didn't say this in the intro, but I have a bachelor's, I have 2 masters, I have a PhD. So I certainly value higher education. I'm just telling you the reality of the current job market and how people are hiring relative to what their needs are, and the practical skills reign supreme. If you do get a degree higher ed in cybersecurity or any facet like that, be sure to capture what you're learning, not just that you have the degree, but what practical skills are you picking up? How can you take that education and deliver value to a business or to an organization? That's the important part for doing that. Now, it's also worth noting that with a bachelor's degree, for example, or master's degree, 2 things can kind of happen. This is pretty typical, at least in United States corporate. 1, you can command a higher salary because you have these degrees. It's just nature of the system we've built. And 2, sometimes you can't get promoted unless you have a bachelor's degree. Sometimes you can't get into senior management unless you have a master's degree. Right or wrong, it's just a reality, and that's what's going on. So give consideration to that. Let's talk about certifications now. You may want to enhance your career prospects and demonstrate your expertise through certification, okay? Now, there's a bunch of different certifications, and I'll go deeper on that later, but there are several reputable organizations that offer certifications in areas like ISACA is a big one in the GRC space. They have the Certified Information Systems Auditor, the CISA. They have the Certified Information Security Manager, or CISM. I have both of those. They're expired now, but I got them and have them, so they are legit. There's also Accolade. They're starting to come out with more entry-level GRC-related certifications. There's the CCRF, and there's also some risk professional ones to give consideration to. Security Plus is obviously not GRC specific, but the CompTIA Sec Plus is considered the entry-level certification that a lot of organizations are going to be putting on their quals and requiring, so definitely give consideration for that. If you're looking for a challenging and rewarding career that has a direct impact on protecting sensitive information and mitigating risk, GRC might be perfect for you. It basically allows you the opportunity to see the whole picture. You get to build the whole program. You get to understand not just how to protect things, but also how to make sure that when you do detect bad in your network, you're able to effectively respond, keep the business going. Consider it cyber resiliency. In fact, I say oftentimes it's not cybersecurity we work in. GRC professionals work in cyber resiliency because we need to make sure that the business keeps making money or keeps delivering on their mission. Going back to that healthcare example, if a hospital goes down, how are they going to continue delivering patient care? Do you have backup systems? How quickly can you restore? What are you doing? That's all within GRC scope. Again, I love GRC. I'm on a mission to make it socially acceptable and cool. There are tons of elements and aspects to it. I want to also point out that CMMC is a U.S. regulation or basically to do business with the Department of Defense in the United States starting soon, early 2025. You're going to have to be CMMC compliant, which basically means you're going to have to be audited, and that is a cybersecurity audit, and it's one that will be executed by GRC professionals. So there's actually going to be kind of a surge, in my opinion, in the GRC space. And because it's professional services, more entry-level GRC roles are going to open up, essentially because the professional services company is going to be able to charge a flat rate of, say, $200 an hour, and they can pay an entry-level person less than someone at the mid-tier, but both of them can do the work, right? Hopefully this doesn't give you a popsicle headache. A professional services company will be financially incentivized to hire entry-level people just because they can make larger profit margins on your work, right? So that's what's going on. I love GRC. If you're interested in learning, I actually have a course on GRC. It's called the GRC Analyst Masterclass in the Simply Cyber Academy. Again, it's my 20 years of experience condensed down into one course. It doesn't map to a certification. People always ask me about that. But what it does do is it shows you and gives you hands-on practical labs across 5 different dimensions that would be expected of an entry-level GRC analyst. I've hired entry-level analysts. I've built programs from the ground up. I know what I'm talking about, and I know that this course is good. In fact, if you want, you can go to love.simplycyber.io and actually look at hundreds or thousands of students who have completed the program and their testimonials to get an independent opinion. Don't take my word for it. I'm obviously biased, right? I'm the one who made it. All right. I hope you got value from this. Again, GRC certifications, I actually will have a book coming out for free. It's an absolute free book, but it lays out the certs you'd want at entry level, mid-level, advanced level, industry specific specific certs. Look for that probably in late fall, early winter of 2024. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want, go check out this video right here for more GRC hotness. Literally 3 different practical labs that you can use as a portfolio to demonstrate to employers that you know how to do GRC work. See you next time.